Okay. So, hello, Omar. Nice to meet you again. Now we are in Kiev. How has it been so far?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to do this interview. I'm actually doing quite well. I've known Kiev some time now because it's my second time. I was representing my country, Slovenia, in Kiev, Ukraine in 2005, so I'm quite familiar with it. Although it has changed, but I can say I feel really good here, and I felt the spirit of the city. Good.
Yeah. City. In what way? The traffic jams?
Oh, no. I mean I like the whole aura, the how do you call it, karma of the city, because I've been to some eastern cities in my life, and I have to say I like Kiev the most.
How is it compared to your hometown? Is it Ljubljana or?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Ljubljana, my country of Slovenia, was once a part of a big Slavic country called Yugoslavia. And Yugoslavia and Eastern Slavic countries have a lot of things in common. So I do know how it feels like to be in a Slavic country because I was born in it. And when I come here, it almost feels like home. I like it very much here.
Slavic. I'm half Ukrainian actually.
Half Ukrainian,
Yes,
really?
yes. My
Oh,
mother
that's
is
cool.
from Kiev. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so
It's a surprise.
but I always get this also vibes when I'm in Slavic countries,
Yeah.
that you are part at home somewhere.
Of
Yeah.
course, it's in your blood. It's in your blood. And
yeah.
if it's in your blood, of course, you feel a bit like home. Oh, it's fine. I feel really good here.
Otherwise, which are your favorite cities, you think, in the world?
In the world,
Yeah.
well, it depends what you want, what you seek in the city.
Yeah.
From the historical and cultural point of view, it's definitely Rome.
Mhm.
I love Rome to death. I've been there like 3 or 4 times, and I can never get enough of it. Even though the traffic jams are there, and a lot of noise and a lot of hopping, woo, on the streets. But I do like the sunny weather. I like the heat. I like the culture and the
Yeah,
architecture as well. Yes. On the other hand, if you want crowd and if you want endless possibilities, you have to choose London. Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second one. The third one is Amman. It's in Jordan. It's the capital city of Jordan, and it's actually where my dad comes from. And I've been there many times. Maybe I feel there very good as well because my family there always treats me very nice. Every time I come, they're very proud of me as I'm a successful singer in my country. You know what I mean? And that would be my top 3 choices.
So, speaking about that, do you have? I was thinking about this. We talked about now the Slavic connection, and everything, and they always that you have a connection. Former Yugoslav countries, they vote on each other, and all these things. Is it so for you as well in your career? Do you have a lot of success in former Yugoslavia, or?
You know what? Slovenian language is quite different from Croatian, Serbian, Bosnian, Montenegrin. All those countries speak quite the same language, but Slovenia is quite separated with the language, although we do understand everything what they say, and they do understand, not as much, but they do understand what we're saying, and we can easily communicate. But it's not like our music, Slovenian music, would get through to the radio station and airplay in other former Yugoslavian countries because the language is quite different still, and there's nothing you can do about it. But I did have some concerts in Croatia, in Bosnia, in Serbia as well. That's it for now. I hope to do some more in Montenegro and maybe Macedonia. I don't know. But yeah, we've been collaborating a lot.
Yeah, because Slovenia don't get so much votes from your neighboring countries as many other countries do. So
yeah, I know, but you know what? Slovenia is a small country, and is not treated as maybe other countries. I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself or Slovenia, but it's true. We're considered as one of the small countries, but I think the real spirits are in the small bottles, you know. So you never know when Slovenia is going to win.
Yeah, someday it must come. Yeah,
It must come.
maybe this year also.
You never know. Let's get surprised, okay?
Yeah, but they often compare Slovenia. At least a couple of years ago, Slovenia was compared a lot more. That we had more in common. You had more in common maybe with the Scandinavian music style actually than because you otherwise always had a little bit different entries than the rest of the Balkan countries. So sometimes compared even to Swedish entries that more that kind of music style. Yes, yes.
Oh wow, this is really nice. That's actually flattering. It's a compliment because, you know, Nordic countries are really good with music production and music industries. And I don't know if you know, but let's say Swedish people are leading the whole, are one of the leaders in American music industry. You know what I mean. So it's a big compliment. Thank you. um, I've never thought of that. But I've always seen our entries a bit different than anybody else. So you have a good point there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking you have a very interesting background, I must say, when you talked about Amman and these things. Can you tell us more about how often are you visiting there?
Yeah, well, I go visit there, let's say approximately every 2 years, or maybe every 2.5, 3 years. My father comes from Jordan. He came here to study. He came to Slovenia to study, as back then Arabic students were very welcome to Yugoslavia to study. And he met my mom, and he stayed there. You know, and the environment is quite good in Slovenia to live in, so he decided to stay.
It's not so hot.
No, it's not so hot, but I do have to tell you that I really like the hotness. I like the heat in Jordan because it's very dry. You know, you don't get sweat. You don't get to sweat as much as maybe in Slovenia, even though in Slovenia there are less degrees, but it's much more humid. You know what I mean? In Jordan, there's no humidity at all. You know, you have maybe 20 days of rain in the whole year. You know, so it's always sunny, and there's no heat, and I love it. You know, that's one of the reasons I like to go there as well. Yeah, my dad is half Jordanian, and I have to say, Jordanians are very, very talented people. I think all the Arabs are quite talented. The further down you go, the more rhythm they have, the more interesting voices they have. That's how I see it, you know. And I think if it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't have an interesting sounding vocal. You know, I don't think I would be a singer. Maybe I would, but I don't know. But it comes naturally to me because I think because my dad comes from that region.
But how come? You mean, did your dad also work with music, or?
No, actually, my dad is the only brother of 7 that never had anything to do with music. All the 6 brothers of his, they are all talented. He's talented as well. My dad is talented as well and has a nice voice, but he never sang. He never played guitar or piano or anything. But all the other brothers, they know how to sing. They know how to play instruments, the guitar, the keyboards, or anything. What they take in hand, they know how to. They know how to play. And especially my granddad, from my father's side, he was a good singer, and he was an organist. He was a very well-known organist in Jordan, and he wrote many songs. He composed many songs for church as well. Well, that's an interesting thing. Only 5% of people in Jordan are Christians, and my family, Naber family, there is Christian as well. In that little 5% of Christians, the 95% of people are Muslims, but they stick together and they hold on to Christianity because it's so small, you know, and they are very protected by Jordan King. Yeah, and he was very well known organ player, my granddad, in churches, and I think I might have gotten my talent from him.
Yeah, so it come a bit natural with your music talent and career. Did you start playing piano when you were 2 years old or something like that? No.
Exactly. How did you know that? This is ridiculous. Wow. Because yeah, my mom. I must not forget my mom. My mom is actually a piano teacher and a music teacher, both at once. But she's retired now. But she was very well renowned for teaching children. That she was very successful with them, and she has a fabulous style of playing the piano. And when she was young, everybody was watching her. Wow, how can you do that? You only hear the song and you already play along. You know, you make your own arrangement with it. And she says it comes naturally to me as well. And she has a music background as well. She didn't know it. And after her professor told her, please, could you maybe just check out if there's anything in your background with the music? And she discovered a lot of artists and a lot of composers from her ancestors that were actually successful in what they did. So I got like musical talent from my dad and from my mom as well. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's wow. When I found out about it, I was like, wow, this is really something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because in many cases also the parents just seem to know, but you should not work with the music and this art things because it's the more difficult life. You should be study and become in engineering or something like that. But it was never something like that for you.
No, I always knew, and it's completely true. Music life can be much harder than life in an ordinary job. It's not an ordinary job at all. It's very dynamic. It has nothing to do with sitting in the office and doing stuff. You know, whatever you do. I'm not trying to underestimate any other jobs, but I'm just saying it's very different from a regular job. But I was quite lucky there. My mom and dad never forced me to do something else. Well, I am actually trained to be a dental technician, and I did work as a dental technician for a year. But you know, to tell you the truth, it was too not easy for me, but it was too stable. I would always like to go here and there and play and collaborate with people. I'm very social kind of guy, you know. But with doing teeth, you just stand there in the laboratory, you sit there and you do your thing. Although I was actually quite good as a dental technician, I didn't see myself going through life being a dental technician. So that's why I decided I will go for music all the way. And my instinct did not betray me, and I'm here for the second time now.
Yeah. Did you, when you decided for music, were you always able to do it full time, or have you had setbacks that you have to do other things or something like that?
No, I've lived as a musician, as a professional musician for 12 years now. But it doesn't only mean gigs and concerts and selling albums. No. Because Slovenia is a very small country, and you have to do maybe other things as well. As long as it's connected to show business and music, I'm in. You know, let's say, for instance, I did cover voices for cartoons for children. I do some jingles for the radio stations. I do commercials for some music commercials, if you know what I mean. Let's say for some company of, I don't know, some products. That doesn't even matter. But I'm saying you take everything that you can. You know, I even do my own production. Some people sometimes call me and to play the guitar in the studio for them, or play the bass for them, because I'm quite a good bass player and a guitar player. You know, you do everything you can to make yourself successful, or in the other words, you do everything to make it with your music for a living. You know what I mean? So everything that's connected to music, I do it. I take my chances in anything.
It's good, and it seems also to me you're very good to talk with. You're good with journalists, so that's also supposed to say that you like all aspects of the artist's life. Because I meet so many that maybe don't like to meet press, media, and maybe more be in their own bubble or something.
Oh no, I'm not like that. I actually very much like to meet new people, to connect with other souls, because I think it gives you the width in your life, to meet as many people as possible, to meet as many different people as possible. So I'm actually not doing this interview in the first place for promotion, because I would like to know you. I would like to get to know you better. I would like to for you to know me better, and I'm learning from you, and you're maybe learning from me. Just little aspects, and there's some other girl comes and some other boy comes, and I always learn. I always, even from little children, I learn. I always learn. I always know that you learn until the day you die, and that's why I love to do interviews, because you find out new aspects of life on every corner in every second of the day.
Very nice.
Well, thank you.
I'm thinking now you're here for the second time. Compared to Stop, your previous 2005, do you like this entry better, or the Stop?
I think I would prefer this one, because in the first place, because now everybody will understand me, because I will sing in English. So I can present it more. I can present it more more confidently, if you know what I mean. Because I know people will try. People will understand it, and they could maybe identify with the lyrics, because the song itself talks about my journey. I was quite in a bad place like 10 years ago, and I wrote that song 10 years ago. And I was disappointed with how things turned for me back then. And I think everybody, in some points in their life, are disappointed. And I think that's why I think people could maybe identify with lyrics, because I think the song is very convincing in that way. And that's why I like this song maybe better than the previous one.
One question more is, in your career, which is your favorite song then that you have made?
In my career, which is my favorite song? I'm not saying it because I will not say it because I'm here and because it's Eurovision, but it would be On My Way. Yeah.
And
I've been saving it for 10 years.
And if people are interested to listen to your music, what should you recommend to start with? Albums, something on Spotify, or?
Oh well, actually I have 5 albums: 3 in Slovenia, one in Serbia, and one in United Kingdom. I'm working on my 4th one for Slovenia. So it's 5 for now. I would go, for people who don't understand Slovenian, go to Spotify or to iTunes and listen to my album called No Helmet. It's the best album I've made so far.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, very, very nice to speak to you. And
Thank you.
I wish you good luck now.
It's going down tonight.